Welcome to the Major League Baseball closing time show on Pub Sports Radio. And yes, I am back indeed. Ian Cameron, feeling good, no problems. I got the vaccine yesterday and we are feeling good and ready to resume our daily routine. And that is hosting this show 7 days a week. Conor Mac with me, Jose Bouquett, our Tuesday special guest with us as well, ready to break down this Tuesday MLB card. Excited to do it. Lots of good games. Let's get right down to business. We'll start with the Chicago Cubs taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. We've got Jake Arrieta, Cody Ponce, your starting pitchers here in this matchup. Cubs about $1.50 road chalk, 8.5 the total, 9 in some spots. So there's been some upward movement in this total. Jake Arrieta, not exactly a guy I'm overly excited about, 4.46 ERA. Has pitched pretty well, though, the last couple times against this Pirates lineup. And for his career, numbers against Pittsburgh, pretty solid for him overall, just holding them collectively to a 225 average. Cody Ponce, who's getting the spot start for Pittsburgh, I went and looked at his numbers last year, what he's done coming into this first start this year, and he is definitely someone that it's not impressive, all right? He's not missing a ton of bats. He's got mediocre stuff. He's just basically, he walks a lot of guys. He's had control issues, command issues. Not exactly someone I'm in rush into the betting window to support here against a Chicago Cubs team that, look, their lineup has picked it up in recent games. I think they'll probably be able to hit him a little bit. I'm not sure about Arrieta. Usually he's a guy I would want to bet against, but he has done better the last couple against the Pirates. So I'm going back and forth with either the Cub team total over or the full game over. I would lean in both directions. It's just I'm not so sure if Arrieta is going to be on his game or if he's going to be neutralizing the Pirates, which he's been able to do the last couple. So I would probably prefer the Cubs team total as opposed to the full game because I think Pittsburgh may get shut down by Arrieta. That would be the lean for me in this one. Conor Mac, we'll start with you. It's good to be back with you, by the way, buddy. What do you think here, Cubs Pirates?
Yeah, glad to have you back. I had a feeling you'd be good. You'd be all good from the shot.
Yeah.
No worries.
Strong like bull. Of course.
Yeah, I know it. It's crazy. I lean the full game over as well. I don't love this game. I'm probably not going to bet it. I'm with you. I think the Cubs can get over 4.5. It's minus 109. Ponce is not very good. This is a spot, maybe a first 5 with the Pirates, because I'm not a big Arrieta fan. Like you just ran through his ERA. It's over 4. He's 4-4. That just when you say his record and his ERA and strikeouts, just and you didn't know who was there, I could just picture Jake Arrieta because that just sounds like his 4-4, 4.46 ERA. He's just kind of average. He's not very good. He's not the pitcher he used to be. So I don't want to lay minus 135 on the road. It'd be Cubs team total or either Pirates, maybe first 5. It's just hard to trust the Pirates hitting right now. And maybe a lean to get this full game over 8.5. Can the Pirates hit Arrieta? Can they get maybe at least 4 or 5? So that's the way I lean here. Over team total, maybe lean the full game and maybe take the shot with the Pirates first 5 here.
I think the over too. I said full game over. This might be a game I would actually prefer first 5 innings over.
First 5,
get Arrieta, get Ponce in there. The Cubs bullpen's actually been lights out for the last several games. They've been absolutely terrific. They've been dealing. I think they've given up just a run in the last 20 innings or so. It's been absolutely dominant from the Cub bullpen. So maybe a preference to keep them out of it here if you like the over. What do you think, Jose, Cubs Pirates?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely off this game, but it's Pirates for me or pass. I think we've talked about this. I feel like we've talked about this matchup so many times on this program, and that's just a product of baseball. Yep. Pirates-Cubs is just kind of a crappy matchup that I wouldn't want to bet. But if I do, it seems to me that I always bet the Pirates, and it's worked out for me before, and it's a good thing. So, but I'm off this game. It's first 5 for me or nothing.
All right, next up, we've got the next game on the slate, Phillies and Marlins, Velasquez and Alcantara. We've got Miami minus 130, home favorites, total 7. I'm going to keep this brief. I think I cashed with Miami last time, and it was these same 2 pitchers. It's funny. I was on Miami, these same 2 first matchups of this series. Yesterday, I was on Miami as well with Rogers against Eflin, and I said, you know what? We had Rogers over Eflin in the game in Philly. We cashed first 5 in full game. Last night, the same thing. It was a great baseball day. 5-1 for me in baseball. It kind of sucks. It's unfortunate I wasn't on the show yesterday because it was a good baseball day for me. But Miami first 5 in full game was two of those bets for me, and they got it done. The Marlins. Rogers was excellent. I'm coming right back to the same well here. First 5 in full game with the Marlins. Look, the Phillies can't hit right now. The lineup's battered and bruised, not hitting. Not in good form. Alcantara, I'll rate him higher than Velasquez any day of the week. I know Velasquez has sort of taken some money from me with some better than expected performances, but I think Miami gets the better of it here. Better arm right now, in better form than Philly a little bit. Playing good ball at home. I'm on the Marlins once again, just like yesterday. Full game and first 5. Connor, what do you think here? Marlins hosting the Phillies.
Yeah, betting the Phillies for me is just been a struggle. Velasquez, I want nothing to do with him. Alcantara, you just faced him. I don't know, last week he pitched pretty well. Bryce Harper is 6 for 18. He's okay. Segura is 5 for 13. But I want Marlins first 5 here, half a run. I'm with you. I don't want the regular. I think it's minus 130. Give me the half a run here, first 5. Anderson's hit well, 5 for 17 with a couple homers. Rojas, 7 for 17. A few of these Marlins hit Velasquez, and the Marlins have started to hit a little bit. I don't know if this continues. At times this lineup can go stale. Duvall hit the 3-run jack for our jack of the day yesterday. He pulled it off. So some guys are heating up. Dickerson, he's heating up a little bit. Anderson, all these guys. So give me Marlins first 5 here, half a run. I'll just stick with it as well.
All right. Like in the Marlins, but it'll go for the extra value, minus 0.5 runs for better value in the first 5. Jose, what do you like here?
I tend to agree with you guys. The Phillies are the worst defensive team in the league, and if you watch them for 3 innings, you will see it. It is honestly horrific. It is so bad. They have a minus 32 defensive run saved this year, worse than the league. It's so bad. It's shocking. I can't even put it into words. But I'm glad that my man Big Show put this comments up, because I was about to comment. David Sharp taught me a lesson. Last week, I think I was on Lance Lynn strikeouts. He faced the team they were playing before, and it was just contact. He still had a decent outing, but it was just all pitch to contact. This time, I'm going to learn. I'm going to go Sandy Alcantara under 6.5 strikeouts this time. Maybe he has a good outing, but I think that the Phillies will at least get swings and contact this time instead of swings and misses. So I'll go under 6.5 strikeouts for Sandy today.
Yeah, it's always difficult, even for a good pitcher, to face the same lineup in less than a week or in a very short turnaround type of time span like this is. So because the hitters make the adjustments, right? Or at least more adept to make the adjustments than the pitcher if the pitcher does well the first time around against that lineup. So something to keep an eye on for sure going into this game tonight, rematch type of situation. Blue Jays and Yankees, Steven Matz, Corey Kluber on the mound, of course. Kluber, no in one of his recent starts, 2.86 ERA for him coming into this start. Look, he's pitched really, really well going into this game. I think there's some regression on the way for him. There's still some peripherals that are a little bit higher than that ERA, and I think Corey Kluber certainly could come back down to just a little bit. The Blue Jays offense is not the problem. Pitching is their problem. The bullpen is certainly their problem right now. It has been absolutely hideous. The bullpen's directly responsible for losing the last 2 games against the Rays. Winnable baseball games for the Jays, a chance to snap the Rays win streak and the Blue Jays' own losing streak, and the bullpen was piss poor. Simple as that in the last 2 games against the Tampa Bay Rays. Thankfully, they were, because had a piece of the over with the Blue Jays and the Rays in that early matinee game yesterday. It got there, and then it ended up being a touchdown or a football type of score, 14-7. Or 14-8 it finished, but it was 14-7 going into the bottom of the 11th. 2 touchdowns for the Rays to 1 for the Blue Jays in that game. Their bullpen's terrible. And Matt's, look, he's regressed. He's come back down to earth a little bit. He's been laboring a bit lately. And look, the Yankees against lefties this year, we've always said in the past they sometimes struggle. They're actually a little bit better right now this season against lefty pitching. I think this is a sneaky over. I think Kluber is going to get hit a little bit. I think he's going to come back down to earth in this game. Matz has certainly not been as sharp the last few games. The Yankees are hitting the ball quite well. So are the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays bullpen can't get outs. They're certainly capable of giving up runs late. I would look at the over the total here in this game, over 9 Jays Yanks. What do you think here, C-Mac, Toronto, New York?
Yeah, I'd be on the full game, maybe over 9, because there's not much value. Yankees over 4.5 team totals, 135. I'm sure you could get plus money with the Jays over 4.5, but 3.5's minus 130. I talk about it. I got to stay away from the game. Steven Matz is pitching, so every time I take him, or if I took Kluber or the Yankees, but I think Kluber's overpriced here. I think he's pitched really, really well. I mean, is he really getting back to being that dominant of a few years ago? I don't think so. I think he's overvalued here. I'm looking at the Jays here, first 5. I just got the curse of Steven Matz, so that's my only issue. So I'd take the Blue Jays, first 5, see if they can get some runs here early off Kluber. Give me them plus 150, first 5.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad way to go. And for the Blue Jays now are one of those teams now that you've got to put them in the category of teams like the Reds, the Angels. If you're going to bet them, you got to look first 5 because they've got clear bullpen issues right now. And you just
They were good early, but yeah, they've come back down to earth. You're right.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And they got some injuries too. They missed Merriweather, the guy that started the season as a closer for them. He hasn't been back for a very long time. Baraki, key lefty out of the pen, and they miss his arm as well right now. He's also on the injured list for the Toronto bullpen. Jose, what do you think here? Jays Yankees.
I'm not sold on Kluber either. I think Ian, you said it really, really well. I'm on the over 9 here. This is almost my play of the day for Jimmy. Both of these pitchers get touched against these hitters. Both, weirdly enough, have 49 plate appearances against the other. Matt's 341 average and a 679 FIP against these Yankees, and then Kluber in 49 plate appearances, 250 average, but a 5.65 FIP still super high. I expect Kluber to come back down to earth. I'm a fan. I know this is we kind of go back and forth on this one. I'm a fan of pitching or betting against pitchers right off of their no hitters. Some people like to do it a game after it. Some people, it's just, all pitchers are different. I'm a fan of betting right after. Kluber threw 101 pitches last outing. I think his high is 103. And in that outing of 103, he came back and pitched 85 the next game. So old arm, fatigue. Matt's not good against these Yankees. I like the over here as well. And I have it at 9. I'm surprised it's not higher.
All right. It looks like we have consensus here. Some runs, and Connor likes a little piece of the Jays in the first 5 as well. All right. Cincy and Washington here. Maile and Scherzer. We got the Nats, minus 190, home favorite, 7.5, the total in this game. This is a combination of the guy's current form is outstanding, and his track record against this lineup is equally outstanding. And I'm talking about Max Scherzer against the Reds. He has absolutely just shut this team down repeatedly. He's had a very good season, 2.24 ERA. He's got a 1.06 ERA, barely over $1 ERA in his lifetime against the Reds. So he's absolutely dominated Cincinnati hitters in the past. He didn't like his last start against the Cubs. Sort of said he kind of labored a little bit. Walks were an issue, but still, that's a bad start for Scherzer this season, and he still got through 5 innings and allowed only 2 runs. So it wasn't terrible, but you could tell he was not sharp. We'll see if he bounces back. And usually when Scherzer's talking about not being sharp and, really not liking his last start, it's usually not a guy I want to go against the next time out because he's got that bulldog, just that focus, that laser focused mentality. Hey, I'm not going to be like that again. I'm going to be better. And we'll have to wait and see if that continues here. Look, Tyler Mahle got off to a good start this season, but you look at that last start that he had against the Giants, it was just everything that could go wrong did go wrong. 7 runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, got knocked out of the box after just 2 innings of work. He's not done well against the Nationals. He's got an over 12 ERA in his 2 career starts against the Washington Nationals. A couple of the hitters have hit him pretty hard. So I'm a Mahle guy, but that was a red flag, alarm bells sounding off type of outing for him against the Giants. Now he faces a lineup that's had pretty good success against him. So this feels like a Washington win. But again, you're not getting a great value, minus 190. Maybe first 5, laying a half a run you could go. Maybe you could do a run line. I lean in those 2 directions, but haven't bet it. Like, I know people are getting excited. Washington's won 4 of the last 5, but the sweep was against a Baltimore team that's fading fast. So let's calm down with Washington now, getting excited that maybe they can get back into this. Let's see if they can beat a little bit of a better team, and Cincinnati is. What do you think here, C-Mac, Reds, Nats?
Yeah, I like Scherzer here, back at home. This is where I like to back him. The number's really big, though. The half run, first 5 innings, I think it's like minus 130. It's still kind of up there. That's about my limit. I'm going to think about it. That'd be my lean here. If the Nats can keep hitting, you just mentioned Melee's horrible stats. After his kind of good start to the year, he hasn't pitched well. And he hasn't pitched well the couple starts, his career starts against these Nats. I just have a tough time. They scored a lot in the last series against the Orioles, but if you can get there, the Nats team total over 4.5 plus 107, maybe that'd be a look here. Just Nats can get to 5 runs, hit Melee, and that'd be it. Reds could be a sneaky dog though here. Some of these guys, Winker, even though he's 0 for 6, some of their sticks haven't hit well off Scherzer. I think it's kind of a big price. So tough way either way here. I'd lean team total maybe with the Nats and first 5 with Scherzer, half a run.
Yeah, half a run. And like I say, you're not getting a bargain by any rate because the half a run's almost minus 140 now in a lot of spots. Okay. So that's the tough part. But I wouldn't want Cincy here, that's for sure. What do you think here, Jose? Reds and Nationals?
Connor, I like what you said about the team total over. I was looking at that myself. I wrote down here Nationals minus 1.5. That's probably the only way you're going to be able to bet Nationals straight up. I have it at plus 105, so still not the best, but plus money. That's as good as you're going to get. And I do like Mad Max over 8.5 strikeouts. He loves striking out guys. He said recently that he looks back with like more appreciation his 20 strikeout game than his no hitter. So he's out there to do one thing: strike people out and boost his trade value at the end of the day for the Nationals. So I like that. And I was a fan of your team total as well. So give me a little Nationals run line, Mad Max over 8.5 strikeouts, and team total over 4.5.
He's been dominant too, Scherzer. Against the Reds, it's like 5-0 with a 1 year. Yeah, he's been just lifetime dominant when he's pitched.
And like you said, Connor, I mean, him at home too. At home,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, 1.06 ERA life against the Reds. It's been good for him against this lineup. And so Jose liking his strikeout prop over for Mad Max, as well as the team total for the Nationals over as well. Atlanta, Boston, Old Man Morton against Garrett Richards on the mound here. In this one, we've got Atlanta minus 110, road favorites, total 9.5 here in this game. Morton had a better start. We'll give him credit for that last time out in his last start. But can you keep it going? That's going to be the big question here going into this outing against the Red Sox. Red Sox lineup is very capable offensively right now. When you got guys like Bogarts and Martinez doing what they're doing at this point in time. Garrett Richards, talk about a 2.55 ERA and 4 May starts for him. So got to give this guy a little bit of credit. He's pitched pretty well here for the Boston Red Sox going into this game. Last outing against Toronto, 2 runs allowed, 6.2 innings, pitched extremely well. Morton was good, like I said, against the Mets, but he's going to have to show me a lot more than that. He's only got a 4.01 ERA and 11 career starts against the Red Sox. I like the Boston side a little bit here. I mean, you're talking about the Red Sox at home, pretty much an even money price. I think they're still pricing Morton like the Rays Morton or the Astros Morton from a couple of years. He hasn't been that good here. I know he had a better start last time out, but that's the Mets. Now you got to go to Fenway, this ballpark, a better match. I think the lineup fits better for the lineup to have success against Morton than maybe the last time out. So I would look at the Boston side here. Richards against, one of the better lineups he's faced, this month too, as good as he's been. Atlanta's going to put some pressure on him. So I would lean to an over here at 9.5, but I like Boston as well at an even money price. Pretty cheap if you ask me for a team at home, 10 games above 500 with Richards pitching better right now. I mean, Richards could blow up any minute. I don't argue that. But right now he's pitching well, and I trust him a little bit more than Old Man Morton right now. What do you think, Connor? Atlanta, Boston.
Yeah, I think you were nailing it. The Braves have played better lately, and they've been hitting, but the Red Sox are at home. They've been hitting hot. Yeah, Richards is on the mound, but he's pitched a little bit better lately. 4-2, 3.72 ERA. I'm with you. I think the over 9.5 is the way to go. The team totals aren't that great unless you want to start jumping to 5.5s. The 4.5 for the Braves is 130. I guess the Red Sox is pretty good. Over 4.5s, minus 103. I got to take the Red Sox. Like you said, a team that's 10 games over 500, you're getting them plus 105 or even money. I take the home team here, and I lean the over 9.5 in this one as well. And Bogarts, 12 for 33 with a couple jacks. Martinez has hit well off him. Devers, all those guys should hit more on both sides. These are the perfect pitchers for both these teams to rip. So I expect runs as well.
Yeah, I'm on that over, actually. Just second look for me just a second ago at the wind in Fenway tonight. It's straight out to center. It's 15 miles per hour. That's a pretty moderate wind. It's not a light wind. That's not a nice little cool breeze or anything. That's some wind with the pack, some punch. It's got some force to it. So you could see that ball carrying over that green monster tonight. In Fenway, no question about that. I do like that over even more after seeing that it looks like that wind's blowing out pretty fiercely tonight at Fenway. Jose, what do you think here? Braves, Red Sox.
Tough game. It's an interesting game. The Yellow Jacket, Garrett Richards, he's been pitching well, and it's been pretty surprising. Everyone that I've heard so far today has been on the over, and I thought it was pretty surprising to see the Red Sox not as home favorites, but I've been surprised by lines before, and usually when I'm surprised on one way, it goes the other way. So I think the Red Sox should win today. I would play the Red Sox today. They have the value. I mean, like I said, I like their first 5. I like their full game for sure. The team totals don't have any value, and the overs as well. But if we're doing Jack of the Day at the end of the show, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll leave it to the end of the show. But Jack of the Day candidate for sure in this game.
All right, there you go. Stay tuned. The Jack of the Day. Look, they've been doing well, so that's why we made it a segment. So we'll see if we can find some more good ones there. Cleveland, Detroit, Aaron Savale taking on Tariq Skubal for the Detroit Tigers. We've got Savali is actually how you say it in English, but minus 140, minus 145, total 9 shaded to the under in this one. This one might have some runs scored too. Look, I don't like the direction that Savali's going in here for Cleveland. He's not pitched as well as of late. That's been a problem. He has pitched well against Detroit in the past, but we'll have to wait and see if he can keep it going. He was a little bit better against the Angels, but before that, he was definitely laboring just a bit. Both of these teams hitting the ball a little bit better. Like I was on that as a sneaky over last night with the Cleveland-Detroit game with Turnbull on the mound, thinking he's not going to be as sharp after his little no-no, and that was exactly what happened. And like I said, both of these teams have perked up at the plate right now. So this is definitely a full game over for me again tonight, and certainly Tariq Skubal. Look, better in his last start, but overall for the season, 5.45 ERA, 6.94 ERA in his career against Cleveland. He has really been roughed up, Tariq Skubal, against this Cleveland team. So, which is kind of weird because you're right, against lefties they've struggled. There's no a lot of the time, but not against this lefty. They have done damage. So, and I like the form that both lineups are showing at the moment. So I will get in on the over here, over 9 in this game with Cleveland, Detroit. And I was on the over last night as well. So I'm going to stick with it here. What do you think, Connor, Cleveland, Detroit?
Yeah, Savali's pitched well all year for the most part, 6-1 with a 3 ERA. I just don't love the price here with him on the road. Minus 140, 145. I couldn't believe the Indians were plus 115 yesterday. I jumped on it. I mean, they hung on and won. But the Tigers Skubal, this number's kind of short, I guess, 130. I wanted a little bit higher. It's just a game I want to stay away from. He pitched better his last start. He went a little less with his fastball, more with his curve. He pitched better. I want to see it again. So I'm just staying off the total here as well. Just a pass for me all around.
All right, Jose, what do you like here?
I like what Vitalis is saying in the chat right now. Indians have been bad against lefties. First 5 in the last 10, 2, 7, and 1. True. I like the Tigers today. Skubal should be good. He was one of their top prospects. I think Mize has come around. He's been turning into a stud, and I think it's time for Skubal to do the same thing. He's been slowly coming around. Savali's been getting hit. The Cleveland Indians have a terrible lineup, just a putrid at times. So I do like Tigers' first 5 money line, And I think I would sprinkle some on the under 9 too, because I do expect this to be a good game, a close game. I would say probably like a 3-2. I could see it definitely. Savali has a decent outing, but the Tigers win. So I take the under here and give me a little Tigers first 5.
All right, we've got the Mets minus 250 with Jake DeGrom and his return to the mound tonight from the injured list. And same thing with Freeland, Kyle Freeland here for Colorado. He's making his first start of the season after being on the injured list. The total is down to 6 here in this game, shaded to the over. I got to get in there and take a stab on the Rockies here at this price. I have to at this number. This number's pretty crazy right now. I know it's DeGrom. I know what he's capable of, but he's coming off the injured list. How many times have we seen the Mets fail with this guy on the mound in terms of not giving him run support, maybe a bullpen blowing the game for him, something ends up costing the Mets when DeGrom's on the mound a lot. And I'm not even sure he's going to be all that, razor sharp after a little bit of a stint away from the team. On the flip side, look, this Mets team can't hit right now. Simple as that. Third fewest runs scored this month in Major League Baseball. They're 5-7 in their last 12 games. And look at the lineup. It's decimated. Michael Conforto's on the injured list. Jeff McNeil's on the injured list. Pete Alonso's on the injured list. I mean, they are battling some serious, significant depletion in that lineup right now. We saw the Rockies beat them last night. It's just too much of an overlay. I know the Rockies aren't very good, but the Rockies are having a hard time beating any team in Major League Baseball right now, let alone beating them by margin. And you would think at this price they should beat Colorado by margin. I don't think they're capable of doing that right now with the way their lineup is struggling and battered from an injury standpoint as well. So battered and bruised. So I'm going to a small bet because it's still a mediocre Rockies team, but yeah, it's Colorado. I got to jump in here at this price. There's just too many problems, too many issues right now with the Mets, especially that weak lineup to avoid taking plus 220 thereabouts with Colorado in this game. Probably will split it with the first 5 in the full game in this one. What do you think here, C-Mac? Colorado, Rockies, New York Mets.
Yeah, you could go with the Rockies here with the value. DeGrom in his career has dominated these Rockies and the lineup. Story's 2 for 16. Blackman's 3 for 22. We don't know what we're going to get out of Freeland. This is going to be his first start. I mean, yesterday was Mets just, they're decimated by injuries. They can't hit. They can't get hit with men on base. And then when they do, they get a solo homer. It's a game I'm going to stay away from. I mean, I could still see the under. It's crazy. It's 6. 6.5 would be better. Full game under. And the first 5 is under 3. It's just too difficult for me to take the, I never like taking the Mets when DeGrom's on the mound because they don't hit. Now they're laying 250. Yeah, I lean the Rockies here somehow if you want to take a little plus money here. And a few guys who didn't hit yesterday, Villar, Perez, he's 5 for 6 with a homer, and he's 6 for 10 off Freeland. These guys got decent numbers off him. If you think the Mets are going to actually get some hits and runs, there's a couple guys who have decent numbers off him.
Yeah, by the way, what are the Mets doing? I mean, Jake DeGrom made his rehab start was against the Single-A ball club. Like, are you kidding me? You really think that's going to be a good test for him, on trying to get him back to the major league level? Put him in the AAA, will you please? Gosh, damn it. I mean, that's unbelievably stupid. Like, what do you think? These guys are going to be swinging out of their shoes, and they're not going to do anything against a guy that caliber. And Single-A ball, really? You think that's going to be the test that Jake DeGrom needs to get him ready for this return to the rotation tonight? Absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. The Mets went that route. Put him at least to get in AAA to make his rehab start. Single-A, what? He's just too good down there.
Yeah. How about Lindor? He has just been is this guy ever going to get his head out of his ass? I mean, it's just he's too talented. It's just he looks lost at the plate. He's hitting like 188 now. I don't even know what it is, but go ahead, Jose. Sorry.
I love it. I love it. I was just going to add that those Single-A Cardinals, Ian, they had a 24-hour notice that they were going to go face DeGrom. And they didn't have like a scouting report, so they all just like loaded up the show and started playing the show to get a feel for DeGrom. So shout out to those guys. 11 of 12 of them struck out and 1 reached on an error. No, absolutely none. It was hilarious. But I think an interesting look here. I'm on Bovada right now. and it's kind of juicy, but Rockies over 1.5 runs, -135. Jimmy mentioned this earlier, and I thought that was an interesting look. If you think the Rockies are going to limit DeGrom, because, like you said, he's not going to. Let's just play devil's advocate. He's not going to pitch the whole game, coming off an IL stint. The bullpen's got to come in eventually. I would say a 7th inning, maybe we get the bullpen. So 3 innings of the Mets bullpen, a shitty bullpen to get 2 runs. I like that right there. So I would play that. Otherwise, there's no strikeout props. You could look at that if you're interested in betting DeGrom or the Mets somehow. But a slight, I guess, lean to a juicy over 1.5 for the Rockies.
Kansas City and will they ever lose again? Tampa Bay Rays coming into this game tonight. We've got Tampa Bay -200, -205, total 8.5. Now it's my turn to remember about a certain friendly wager Jose and I made before the start of the season about this Tampa Bay Rays team. And now the worm is turning a little bit. We'll just leave it at that. Yes, Tampa Bay going for the 12th straight game, 12th straight win today. Look, they've just – when you have a streak like this, you don't always play great for 9 innings every day, but you find ways to win. And obviously we saw that with Tampa the last 2 days against Toronto. And right now they're in a groove. And look, Rich Hill on the mound for the Rays. Look, he's been serviceable. He's been very capable, 3.89 ERA. They've won with him on the mound, which has been a good sign for this Rays team consistently. And on the flip side, you've got for the Kansas City Royals, Brad Keller. He just continues to be very concerning, not consistent whatsoever. And these red-hot teams like the Rays, where they've got the bullpen pitching well, the offense is on fire right now. It's everybody. It's Meadows. It's Lau. It's a Rosarena. It's everybody in this lineup is contributing at the moment for this Tampa Bay team. What about this Taylor Walls kid that just got called up as well for the Rays? Very impressive with him. Good speed on the bases, good plus defender. He's got some pop in his bat. Joey Wendell, yes, Maxwell Smart, 100%. He's on everybody. Look, when you go on this kind of run, you get the lineup clicking collectively, rolling on all cylinders at once, and that's what you're seeing. So with these teams on these streaks, I don't go against the streak. So you either find a way to bet Tampa Bay or you leave the game alone. That's my thought process. Maybe you go run line here because that's probably the only value that there is with where Tampa is in this game. What do you think, C-Mac? Royals, Rays?
Yeah, I think the same way. And yeah, my Rays, take it again. I had to take some money on them again to win the pennant again. The cash last year, maybe I could get it again, running hot. I just can't do it today. Not -200. You said it. If you want to go run line, I just don't love it either. -110. Rays got to win by 2 or more. I just don't like it. I thought about a first 5 under 4.5, but these 2 pitchers are just 2. I just can't trust them enough. So I lean the first 5 under 4.5, -110, but I'm probably just going to pass all the way around here.
All right, Jose, what do you like here, Royals and Rays?
Super tough game to bet because the Rays are just juiced up now. It's so crazy. But I guess shout out to your Toronto Blue Jays, Ian, because this streak should have ended a couple games ago, but the Rays just simply refused to lose, and it's been crazy to watch now. Yeah, it's been crazy. A half game up on the Red Sox, now first place in the division, so they've been absolutely motivated. The only thing I would really play in this game is the first 5 over 4.5. So it's kind of a high number. It's at even money right now. Brad Keller has not been good. You know, I think Brad Keller could give up a couple runs here. And then Dick Mountain, a.k.a. Rich Hill, he's been great. But it's just at some point he has to be a 40-year-old man. Like, give up a run or two, my man. Give up a run or two. My man, Brad Keller will give up a run or 2, and I'll take the over 4.5 for the first 5. Yes, Dick Mountain is his nickname, by the way, guys. That is a great nickname.
That's what I was laughing at. Dick Mountain, you're right.
Rich Hill, yes, Dick Mountain.
Dick. And then a hill. You're climbing up a hill. What's a hill? A mountain. So put it together. Figure it out. There you go. That's the name. That's how it came to fruition. San Diego and Milwaukee. Joe Musgrove and Corbin Burns on the mound here in this one. We've got the Brewers -120 home favorites here, 6.5 the total in this one. Look, I know Burns is really good and is capable of being really good, but actually if you split his season into 2 parts, the second part's not nearly been as good. he had that, he had a little trip to the injured list after the first start he had against the Padres. And in his last 3 starts, he's given up 8 runs, 15 hits in 16 innings, and he's been hittable a little bit more at least. He was unhittable before the injury stint. And really, since he's come back, he's not been quite that same. I think from a value standpoint, there's immense value in this game on San Diego. They're the much better of these 2 teams. Musgrove's a capable pitcher. On his best day, he can shut down the still rather pedestrian lineup for the Brewers here when it's all said and done. Even though Machado is banged up, may not be in the lineup tonight. Grisham as well for the Padres, so keep that in mind. But you're paying a premium here for Burns and a guy in Corbin Burns who hasn't been nearly as sharp since returning from the injured list. So, and San Diego's clearly the better squad, and they were off a loss last night to Woodruff in the series opener. So I think that's a good spot and a good price to look at San Diego. It would be the only way I would go here. Connor, what do you think? Padres, Brewers?
Yeah, I like Burns, but I just don't love the price here. Almost minus 125. The first 5 under 3.5, minus 125 as well. It's just a little bit too high for me there, even though I lean under with it. I'd be on the Padres. Either you want to go first 5 at plus 110 or the full game. Padres got a solid bullpen. I wouldn't mind going the full game. Get to the Brewers, whose bullpen can be good and bad at times. Other than Hader, they got a couple guys that are sketchy. I think the value's with the Padres as well. They lost yesterday. I'd be on them full game here, plus 115.
Yeah, Hader might not be available tonight. He pitched that 9th inning, and that 9th inning got a little hairy for him last night against San Diego. So there's a good chance he's not going to be available to pitch tonight for Counsell in this Brewers team. What do you think, Jose, about this game?
I was going to do the C-Max special, the first 5 under 3.5 here. I always think, when I see 2 great pitchers and they go 0-0 through 6 innings, I always feel like a freaking idiot not betting a first 5 under. Because and it feels like most of the time they're hitting too. You've probably heard this narrative around baseball. It's the worst offensive year in baseball since like the 1800 eras, dead ball era, with the lowest collective batting average, highest strikeout rate. So I just think unders this year have been the play, and first 5 unders have been my favorite thing to bet. Connor, you have opened my eyes. I've come out of the birth canal and seen the light to the first 5 under jive, and I roll with it today. First 5 under, it's like you said, minus 125. Kind of juicy, but like I said, if you bet all the first 5 unders with 2 aces on the mound, I think you end up coming up with money at the end of the year.
I think you'll be good. I think it's a solid bet. The juice is a little high. Some guys off Musgrove have had some success, not crazy out, but Yelich has got a home run. Wong, he's been hitting better. There's a few guys that have hit him. So
yeah, and you'll have to remember,
both these teams
haven't
been hitting. Yeah. Oh yeah, yep. From all his days, yeah. That's why they got those.
Those Pirates days, he wasn't that great. They've got that familiarity, but I don't know. Apparently, in San Diego, you go there, you automatically start pitching a lot better. So I just think that's going to be an interesting game. And I was never really a big Joe Musgrove guy. I've been kind of waiting for him to fall off, and he just hasn't.
Yep.
No, he's been good, and that's why. And like Musgrove laying a price with him, not interested, but an underdog, and they're the better team overall still than Milwaukee. That's why I like this price here with Musgrove on the bump tonight for the San Diego Padres. All right, we move on to Baltimore and Minnesota. Berrios and Kramer here. We've got minus 200 Minnesota home chalk in this one. The total is right now 9.5 across the board in this one. Baltimore's just in a complete free fall, 7 straight losses. Last night was their best chance to win a game in this series, probably with John Means, who pitched well enough. They take the lead. Means does everything you could ask for. He puts it on the tee for them. Stewart with the 2-run shot, and here comes the Baltimore bullpen. Absolutely dreadful. Gives the game away in the latter innings, and Minnesota wins 6-3. And Minnesota's starting to turn it up now. 4 of their last 5. Berrios is 5-0 with a 3.52 ERA in his career against Baltimore. He's done very well against this lineup in the past. Kramer, on the other hand, 6.35 ERA, not very good. Not someone I trust against a Twins lineup heating up. Baltimore in free fall mode. Minnesota's starting to pick things up a little. Be Minnesota or nothing. It's just a question of where do you find the value? Where do you go in this game? Perhaps you go minus 140, first 5 innings, minus a half. That's something I might bet small. Problem is the value is really, really tough to get there. Maybe you can go run line too, because don't be scared to attack that Baltimore bullpen right now. They are not pitching well. So maybe this could be a run line play and a run line look, minus 1.5 here on Minnesota, because you're right, that Baltimore bullpen has been falling apart at the seams in recent games. Twins run line is minus 115 to minus 120. Connor, what do you think here? Orioles, Twins.
Yeah, Twins finally starting to play better. Maybe they're getting a streak going. I don't want Kramer. If it was maybe somebody else, I think there'd be some value with the Orioles. They've kind of hit the skids too lately. We talk about these teams like the Orioles, they'll go on these bad losing streaks. They have like 3 or 4 a year. Well, they'll lose 13 out of 15 or something like that. That kills their season. I guess the Twins run line, I just don't love it. Minus 110. I think that'd be the only look here. The Twins, who have been starting to hit a little bit, the team total over 5.5 is minus 103. Maybe look that way. But this is a game I'm probably going to pass.
All right, Jose, what do you think? Baltimore Mini.
Yeah, this is a for sure pass game. 2 of the worst teams in baseball right now. The cream machine, Dean Kramer, is not where I want to go. And Jose, I've never been a Jose Barrios guy. I really haven't. And I don't have his contract information pulled up because I was actually looking up John Means' contract information. But he could definitely be a trade candidate if he has free agency coming up. I looked at John Means specifically because it was a potential trade candidate. You net him a lot of prospects, but he's got 3 years of arbitration after this one. And Jose Barrios has 1 more year of arbitration after this one until he becomes a free agent. So I think you can see Minnesota sell out of a lot of its parts. Both of these teams are pretty bad. Yeah, it's a total pass game for me. Won't even consider watching this game.
Yeah, the overs have come back strong, to TJ's point in the chat this month. And look, it's coinciding with the weather getting red hot and warm in the Northeast, really. I mean, that's a big part of it. The weather's warmed up in the Northeast U.S., the Midwest U.S., and all of a sudden you're getting 70, 80-degree temperatures for first pitch in a lot of these venues and ballparks. So that, I think, is playing a part in why the overs lately in baseball have been better bets. On top of
that, pitchers always start off ahead too. I mean, that's just the thing. Hitters are
hitting
behind. Pitchers, well. Yep. Yeah, pitchers get to spring training earlier than pitchers. They always start off ahead. So again, it's the stats are there. The hitters are doing worse. They're hitting for less average than ever before. So unders will hit, but it's also the injuries too. All these injuries are starting stacking up for pitchers, and you get shittier and shittier bullpens giving up a lot of runs. It's crazy to see. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, Ian. Yep. The Tampa Bay Rays scored 7 runs in like the 11th inning. So it's fun to watch, though. I think that the parity is back in baseball for sure.
Yeah, pretty poor. Definitely, a lot of the bullpens in baseball this year have been pretty poor, and you're never going to be. You're never going to be out of the mix in terms of winning an over when you got so many bad bullpens in baseball. Jack Flaherty and Lucas Giolito here. St. Louis Cardinals here. Blues are gone. Forget the Blues. They're done. We won't see them again until October. St. Louis Cardinals and Chicago White Sox. We've got the White Sox minus 140, home favorites here, 8 the total. I took some Flaherty first 5 here, plus 100, plus 105 in this game. Look, Lucas is solid, and he's been better lately. He's good at home. I get all of that. But boy, Flaherty's been almost unhittable, lights out. He's been even slightly better right now. So I like the Vitalis is thinking the same thing. First 5 innings here with the St. Louis Cardinals in this game. High school teammates, by the way, Flaherty and Giolito. So very interesting here. You know, there's going to be a battle of one-upsmanship here in this start. Bragging rights, you name it. You know, that's the way it is with guys that are friends and guys that have, been on the same team together in the past, and now they're going up head-to-head against one another. I just like Flaherty's form. Look, how do you argue with the Cardinals being, 9-0 this season in his 9 starts? They haven't lost a game with Flaherty. You could go for full game as well, but I respect the White Sox pen. It is a good bullpen. So I think I'd rather have the first 5. And look, we have seen those moments where Giolito's gotten hit. And if you actually look at some of the pitcher versus hitter past track record statistics, some guys on the Cardinals have hit Giolito a little bit in the past. So look, I was on the White Sox last night. You guys didn't even need me on the show yesterday for that game. You know, I would have been on the White Sox against a lefty, right? With Kwang Hyun Kim and the White Sox against a lefty there. And that's exactly what I was on. Now, granted, he pitched pretty well. A lot of the damage was against the bullpen late in the game, but we still got the team total over. The run line cashed as well. So I was on the White Sox last night, happy with that result. But I'm going Cardinals here, especially in the first 5. I mean, Flaherty is he's pitching at such a high level that how can you pass up plus price right now on this guy with the way he's dealing? I can't. So I'm on St. Louis first 5. C-Mac, what do you think? St. Louis, Chicago.
I agree here with you, Ian. Flaherty's been really, really good. Usually I just like him a lot at home, but how can you get? He's 8-0, the 2.5 ERA. Giolito pitched well his last start. He seems to be pitching a little bit better. He had some bad starts there last month. The White Sox at almost minus 140. I think the value is all with the Cards here. So I'm with you. Cardinals first 5. I also like the first 5 under 4 a little bit at even money. The big key is Flaherty on the road, and Giolito will get touched a little bit with a few home runs. But if these guys, hopefully, they're former high school teammates, the rivalry's up, they want to pitch well. I see the first 5 under 4 here at even money. I like it as well.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a good bet as well, that under first 5. Jose, what do you think here? Cardinals, White Sox.
I'm over here in almost tears because I gave out today, and my play of the day was this under 4 for the first 5, and I feel very proud that I'm making Conor Mac proud. Hell yeah! No, but this is going to be the new Matthew Stafford and like whoever it was, like played on the same, or Kershaw played on the same baseball team back in the day. It's going to be Max Fried. Whatever, Flaherty and Giolito, they all pitch on the same high school team, and they were all good. So I love this under as well. I think that they're going to be fucking going after each other. And I said this before on Jimmy's show, and I thought this was super interesting. I heard an interview with Lucas Giolito, and he talked about how he was struggling and all that. And he basically, before the Minnesota start, I guess, to get back into mental like straightness or whatever you want to call it. He basically started this program, this brain training thing, this visualization. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a computer program, and it's all about visualization. And apparently it worked out for him. 8 innings, 11 Ks against the Twins. Not the best team, but that's a fucking bounce back sport if I've ever seen one. So I love the under here. If I could, I would bet Jack Flaherty over a half a base, because apparently Jack Flaherty is good enough to be a major league hitter as well against Lucas Giolito, someone who he's familiar with. So I'm all about that. And yes, Bama boy, they were ridiculous in high school. They all came at different points. One was like a freshman, one was a senior, one was a sophomore. So they were all kind of staggered, but they were great. And since my boy Cheshire Cat over here is saying plug the stickers, I said today on Jimmy's show, if you tail my pick of the first 5 under 4 and you go show me validation, proof that I put money in your pocket instead of taking it away, I'll send you a sticker. I'll send you a say hey play sticker. I know, a big thing, but we'll send you a say hey play sticker. You can wear it with pride, and you can let everyone know that I tailed Jose and I won.
There you go. All right. Get on board.
Just one? You just got to win one? You get a sticker?
That's all you have to do. I'll pick
just
every
one
day.
Game. One win.
Every day I'll pick one, and then if you win, I'll send you the sticker, no problem. You could. And Big Show is right though. Big Show is right. This could turn into a Darth Vader situation. You can just fade me and make more money and say fuck my stickers, but who cares? We're rolling.
Yeah, exactly. Dodgers and Astros, good one here. We got the Kershaw versus Greinke Remember, Greinke was with the Dodgers briefly, so gets to face his old team here. We got even money both sides, 8.5 the total, shaded to the under. Kershaw, great form lately. 3 straight wins for the Dodgers with him on the mound, 3.18 ERA this season. Lifetime against the Astros, 2.38 ERA for Kershaw against Houston. So he's pitched well. And usually you think Houston can hit the lefty pitcher. They've not done so well against Clayton Kershaw in the past. Zach Greinke going through a little bit of a downward trajectory prior to his last start, but he bounced back and shut down Oakland. It was an excellent start for Greinke last time out. We'll see if he can carry it over to this one here. Against the Dodgers, 4.6 ERA, not great by any stretch of the imagination. Mookie Betts maybe out of the lineup question, but he's not hitting right now. So I think you need to give him a little bit of a break. See, I think he's battling something from an injury standpoint. Dave Roberts even alluded to that. So if he's out, I think it's actually a good thing. Put a guy that's healthier in the lineup. Let him get healthy. Let him get right, because he's not right at the moment. It's really the only thing that's wrong with the Dodgers bullpen or Dodgers lineup right now is Mookie and his struggles. The rest of the lineup's been very good of late. Dodgers overall just playing excellent baseball. Don't really have any rush to go against them right now. Be Dodgers or nothing for me, but I'm probably going to stay off the game. What do you think, C-Mac? Dodgers, Astros?
Yeah, I think that, this is obviously going to be hyped to shit. The Dodgers, Astros. The Dodgers are going to want to win. Yeah, I want Mookie in the lineup. Whatever he's dealing with, he's 3 for 5 with 3 jacks off Greinke. Hopefully he could get back in there. A lot of these guys, it's from the past, but Pujols, Turner, over the years, they hit Greinke really well. So we'll see. This game, I could see either way. I don't blame anyone wanting the Astros at even money, but I think you get Clayton Kershaw minus 110. Or even go run line here at plus 140. I'd go with the Dodgers. And I could see either way the first 5. I lean because these pitchers under 4.5, but I could see runs both get touched. Kershaw's pitched pretty well against these Astros. Altuve's 8 for 22. Maldonado 1 for 14. Bregman 1 for 6. Correa 3 for 10. Uriel 1 for 7. He's pitched pretty well. So it's a difficult one. I lean the first 5 under 4.5, but I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, no doubt. And you would like to see Mookie in there, but Greinke, don't lose that fastball. He has lost that fastball, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It doesn't throw that hard anymore. Jose, what do you think here, Dodgers and Astros?
Connor, let me feel better about – I'm going to make you feel better about this under that you're thinking about here, because I love the over for some reason. I like the over, going against it. It's 8.5, I believe, even money I have it at. I believe the roof is open. The chat can double check that for me. The roof might be open. If the roof is open, I love it even more. Greinke, like you said, has been touched against this team. The hype will be there. I'm pretty sure that Houston already has 100% capacity, if not going up to that point. So the fans will be there. Games against the Dodgers, of course, are hyped. Give me the over 8.5 here. So, Connor, I hope you feel a little better about your under now. The roof is closed.
I feel the same.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's closed.
Yep.
Ooh, that's not good.
Well, we're getting into that time of year, June. Once we get into
it could go
June,
either way.
Especially.
They built these teams, though. I think you could see runs, or both these pitchers could kind of dominate. So.
Yeah, we get the roof closed a lot more once we get into June in these ballparks, Arizona and Houston in particular, which you always want to see if the roof is. It's usually April and May where you get the roof open more often in those 2 venues. All right, we move on now to Texas LA Angels. We got Hyun-Jong Yang on the mound for the Rangers. Andrew Heaney, battle of lefties. Andrew Heaney for the Angels. Angels minus 160, 8.5 the total in this game. Boy, that seems like a pretty expensive price to back the Angels right now. Now, granted, I had Oakland the last show I was on as a best bet Sunday, and of all days for the Angels bullpen to finally pitch shutout baseball, they did that day, came back to win. But hey, that's one every you get it right every now and then, and the Angels bullpen finally did. They're still pretty bad. Can they keep it going? I don't know. Was that just a one-off? But you could only look to Texas here. Because I'll say this, they don't hit the lefties very well, the Angels, and they've got at least, I don't know if he's a very good lefty, Yang, but he's a lefty, and we know the Angels have struggled, and their bullpen still has to show me that they could pitch better than just the one time they did on Sunday. So And again, the lineup's still a little bit sketchy without Trout. They did score some against Oakland, but they got to keep showing that they can produce consistently through the lineup without Mike Trout in the lineup. So this is either you take Texas or you leave the game alone. That's the way I would go. I'm not anxious to back Texas, but certainly I would prefer them than laying this price with the Angels. Connor, what do you see here with Rangers Angels?
Yeah, I can't back Heaney here. Not when he's laying a number like this, minus 150. Both teams don't hit lefties really well. So maybe this could be an under. I just have a tough time taking under with these two pitchers on the mound, Yang and Heaney. I just taking a 4.5. I'm probably not going to do it. I'm with you. I think the Rangers, and give me the Angels bullpen. Instead of going first 5, give me the full game. Give me the Rangers plus 140 here. I think they got a value today as dogs against Heaney and the Angels.
All right, Jose, what do you think? Texas, LA Angels.
I think you're right on, Ian. It's got to be the Rangers or nothing. The Angels are putrid, absolutely putrid. I think I don't know if lineups have come out yet. Let me double check. But Ohtani should probably be in the lineup along with Rendon. But those are the only guys that's there. David Fletcher's not having a good year. Jose Iglesias has never been known for his offense. And the roof is closed as well in Arlington. So I would lean under in Texas, which is weird to say. But, yeah, I'm leaning under in the Rangers.
It's actually Angel Stadium.
It's Angel Stadium, yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Even better. I feel better about the under.
All right, there you go. Under the total 8.5. I'll probably put something on Texas. It's just a price that I'll dare the Angels to win a game at this number. I'm not so sure they can, even though Texas has their issues. Chris Woodward did say, though, we had a day off yesterday. We desperately needed it. So from a spot perspective, it should be a little bit more of a refreshed, re-energized Texas team. He said our team is just mentally, physically beaten down after the weekend series, and they needed a day off. They got one yesterday. So that's a bet on quote right there from Chris Woodward, the manager of Texas, that maybe they're going to be a little bit fresh, maybe a little bit more energy, a little bit more life in their battery, so to speak, coming into this game tonight against the Angels. Next up, we've got the it looks like it's hold on just one sec. Seattle, Oakland. Logan Gilbert, Cole Irvin on the mound. We've got Oakland minus 170, home favorites, 8.5. The total shaded to the under here. Seattle does not hit lefties, not at all. They're both 185 average against lefties. Terrible. Barely 3 runs per game. Absolutely atrocious. The batting average is pathetic for them against lefty pitching. I think it's a matchup that should be good for Cole Irvin, and I like the spot for Oakland. Good team off a loss last night to the Mariners in the series opener. And look, Logan Gilbert hype train, it's stopped at the station right now. This guy's definitely got to work on some things, like his command, his control. I think he's too hyper on the mound. I think he's just too anxious and excited, and he's just not pitching well. 9 ERA in his first 2 starts as a big leaguer here with Seattle. So this looks like an Oakland spot to me. Maybe a first 5 half a run, maybe a full game. Full game would have to be run line at this price, but the first 5 definitely makes some sense to me. Actually, with Oakland's bullpen kind of not been as sharp this year, probably make the first 5 preferred even more. So first 5 laying a half a run is the way I would go here in this one with the A's. Connor, what do you think? Seattle, Oakland?
Yeah, Kikuchi, I pitched well last night. I was a little surprised the A's couldn't tack on some runs. That's why I'm not going to take them team total. Over 4.5 is only minus 110. I lean, first 5 a half a run, but I go full game run line here with the A's. I think they bounce back. I think it's plus 110. So, yeah, give me the A's plus 110 full game.
All right, there you go. A's run line, minus 1.5 runs, plus 110. Jose, what's your thoughts here?
I agree with you, Connor. I'd go A's run line here. We're playing in Seattle, unless I'm wrong again. No, we're playing in Oakland. God, my matchups are all fucked up right now. But I'd probably roll right there with you, Connor. Oakland run line, I have it at plus 105. So I probably the move. I also like we don't really talk about these bets very often. I feel like these are the degenerate bets, as I like to call them. The first team to score, the A's, minus 105 as well. I like that too.
All right, final game:
All
San
right.
Francisco Giants, Arizona Diamondbacks. We've got Gosman and Corbin Martin on the mound here. San Francisco minus 160, road favorites, total 9, shaded to the under in this game. Corbin Martin will be making the start. He made his big league debut last Tuesday against the Dodgers. 3 runs in 5 innings of work. Not great, but you have to keep in mind it was the LA Dodgers who have been just blistering the baseball now throughout the last couple of weeks. So it should be maybe a little bit more of a manageable matchup here against the Giants at home, but still got to see more from him before I buy in. Certainly when you're going up against Kevin Gossman right now as your mound opponent, who continues to be just outstanding this season for the Giants. He's been awesome. Teams are just hitting a paltry 161 batting average against him this season. Just been absolutely lights out. 1.66 ERA. And this is the guy you want on the mound, right? A slump buster, because they got their shit. They got their lunch money handed to them. They got the shit beaten out of them by the Dodgers in that series over the weekend, San Francisco. So it does feel like, hey, Gossman's been maybe their best pitcher, and they've bounced back spot. And Arizona's just in a rough go of it right now. What have they lost? 7 straight. Brutal run for them. The worst record now in the National League, 18-30. They are at home and they've lost 13 straight on the road. So maybe home cooking helps, but they're still not the better team. Gossman's been too good. There's no way I would oppose the Giants in this game. I just don't like the value. So it's a pass. Connor, what do you think? Giants D-backs.
Yeah, it's a big number on the road. Maybe the Giants' first 5, a half a run, bring this down to about minus 120, 115. I also lean the Giants' first 5 under 4.5. It just depends on Martin. Before the last 5 games, the Giants, I think, were the best team around in baseball, or the tops, the first 5 under, because I look at those stats all the time. But I think those Dodger series went over, and the games before that with the Reds, the first 5. But I lean the first 5 under 4.5. It's even money, even in Arizona. Gossman's been unreal, and he's got unreal numbers against the D-backs. None of these guys have been. Escobar's 4 for 21, 1 for 14's Marte, 1 for 8 Ahmed. Peralta's 4 for 11. I mean, they haven't hit him too well. So Gossman, Giants first 5, half a run, and I lean the first 5 under 4.5 at even money.
There you go. Giants first 5, half a run, and the first 5 under. Jose, what do you think of this one?
I think I'll keep it short and sweet. I'd take the under 9 in this game. I do think Kevin Gossman will go out there and shove. It's minus 190, so it's kind of a shitty line, but I like Gossman to dominate here. Giants score like 5-6 runs early, and then hopefully, we just relax for the last couple of innings and roll out a 6-0 win for the Giants, something along those lines.
All right, there you go. Good stuff. That is the Tuesday MLB card, and it's good to be back in the host chair today after being off yesterday. Good to get back in the rhythm, the regular routine, doing the MLB closing time show with Conor Mac and, of course, Jose Bouquett, who's always with us each and every Tuesday. We'll get to best bets, and we'll get to Jack of the Day in just a second. Before we do that, we'll pause for these 2 commercial messages today from Manscaped, our great sponsors. We also want to shout out Southtown 101. Gastropub, good spot to eat, chill, drink, listen to some live music there in San Antone. So we'll mention them as well. So we'll pause for these advertisements, and then we'll get right back with best bets and Jack of the Day. So here we go. Manscaped in Southtown 101. How dare we play that ad? I haven't eaten yet today. My gosh. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
Now I'm good. stomach's just starting to gurgle and mumble and rumble all like crazy after seeing some of that food. But great stuff. So there we go. My Manscaped, check them out. Promo code Pub Sports. MyBookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports as well. NHL and NBA playoffs, MLB daily, UFC cards most weeks these days. Don't forget we saw Phil Mickelson win the Wanamaker Trophy over the weekend, a magnificent accomplishment on his part. But you're not going to have to wait long for the next PGA major. The U.S. Open is a Father's Day weekend, just a few weeks away in June. So check out mybookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports, and yes, Southtown 101. You saw it there. Great food, great drinks, good times, good friends. Absolutely. Check them out. Southtown 101 if you're visiting San Antonio. I hope to visit there actually sometime soon once this pandemic.
Yeah, open. They're open. We're open up. Shit's
open as hell.
Back to normal.
That is back to normal. Well, that's right. Even with me getting the vaccine shot yesterday, it's starting to feel even here where it's been slower than molasses.
Good.
Getting back to normal, that it is starting to get there. All right, let's get to best bets. And well, first, before best bets, it's time for the Jack of the Day.
We'll see you later.
Hit it again.
There we go.
Hit it again, Joe.
All right.
We'll see you later.
All right. I love it.
Right, we got an encore.
I didn't hear it the first time.
All right, I'm going to start with
All right,
mine.
Go ahead.
Because it was on my mind as right from the beginning as Jack of the Day candidate against Tyler Mahle of the Reds. 5 for 16. 2 of the 5 hits were home runs. Kyle Schwarber, Washington Nationals against Tyler Mahle of the Cincinnati Reds. There's my Jack of the Day. Connor, have at it.
Well, you know me. I got to give my 2 guys for Jack of the Day. Brian Anderson, 5 for 17, 2 home runs. And the other one, Justin Turner. I used him once before. I didn't do. He's 12 for 36 career off Greinke with 2 jacks. So Justin Turner, Brian Anderson, Jacks of the Day.
Jacks of the Day. That's the thing. Jack of the Day doesn't have to just be one. You could have more if you like.
Yeah, I got a little double jack. 2 guys. That's it. No more. No more.
As I like to say, little double dip. Let's go. All right, Jose, Jack of the Day. What do you got?
I'll follow Connor's lead, and I'll take the double dip too. I'm going about this a different way. I'm trying something new out. I usually just look at who has the most home runs against those pitchers. That's an easy way to do it. I'm going to change it up this time. I'm going to look at who has the highest exit velocity hitting-wise against these pitchers. And it's 2 guys that have yet to home run against these pitchers. One, Alec Boehm of the Philadelphia Phillies against Sandy Alcantara. Average exit velo of 102. He's 5 for 2, so no home runs yet. Expecting to get his first one today. Let's fingers crossed there. And my second one, an interesting one, Jesse Winker against Mad Max Scherzer. Mad Max has an issue with the home run ball. We were fans of the Nationals today, but Jesse Winker is one of the best players in baseball right now. He's been one of the best outfielders in baseball as well, along with that whole Reds outfield with Nick Castellanos, Winker. Those guys have just been doing great. So, Winker and Boehm today.
There we go. All right. There's multiple Jacks of the Day. All right, best bet for the show. Connor, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
Well, I like the Braves, Red Sox over, but I'm going with a different one. You think he's going to get homer Alcantara. I think there's runs in this game, but I'm fading Velasquez. Give me the Marlins first 5, a half a run. I think you can get it around even money, right around there. So give me the Marlins first 5 innings, a half a run. I think Alcantara pitches well. I think the Marlins score some runs off Vinny Velasquez.
All right, there you go. Miami Marlins minus a half at even money plus 100. Best bet for Conor Mac. Jose, what do you like for best bet?
Been back and forth here. Like I told you guys earlier, I gave out my Jose play of the day was Cardinals White Sox first 5 under 4, but I'm going to do something different this time. I kind of want to put my nuts on the table here. I'm going to take Dodgers versus Houston over 8.5. I think those pitchers is a marquee matchup. A great day of baseball today, by the way. An excellent day of baseball. I'm very excited for it. A marquee matchup. Both these teams don't like each other. I think we see home runs, bat flips, over 8.5.
All right. Did you say you're putting the nuts on the table for this one? Your balls on the table? You got to go. Right. You got to go plus 200 or more. When you start, you got to go big, big number. Just a little. Okay, you're giving a little shot. Just say.
You're right.
Just a little even money. Yeah, over. Okay, nuts on the table is huge. So save
No,
that.
you're
one for
right.
later.
You're right. I just say that just because both of these pitchers, they're your elite aces. No one really wants to take
Yeah,
an over
I think they
with
could get
Greinke
touched.
and Kershaw. For sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Same.
I think it could go either way game from a total standpoint. I could see runs
Totally
because you
agree.
got to respect both lineups, but when both pitchers are on, you could get it under as well. So that's why I think it could go either way. So that's why I didn't bet it. But I hear you. Dodgers, Astros over 8.5 here, going for runs in this marquee showdown tonight between the
right.
Dodgers and the Astros. And my best bet for today is going to be also looking for runs, but in a different venue. Blue Jays, Yankees over 9 for me. Kluber and Matz. Look, Matz has kind of come back down to earth. He's not giving them length. That's a problem lately as well. And the Jays bullpen's been been giving up runs in bunches late in games. Whereas the Jays against Kluber, I think Kluber's not going to be as sharp. He's an older guy coming off a big outing for him. And the Blue Jays made him work when they faced him earlier this season. I think you see that again tonight. Toronto, New York, over 9. That is my best bet for this Tuesday card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the MLB Closing Time Show. We will be back with you in less than 2 hours. It's the Pub Sports Radio NBA Pub Hub later on this afternoon. Myself, Conor Mac, Ski Profit, and Dutch Boy Fresh will be with you to break down the Tuesday NBA playoff betting board. So join us for that, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. For Conor Mac and for our special guest, Jose Bouquett, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you in a couple hours for the Pub Hub NBA edition right here on Pub Sports Radio.